Hello, thank you for stopping by Kyle's blog. This is Kyle's 18th video. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit of growing in your faith, growing more and more in power and things pertaining to God, so to speak, and literally getting to that place where you become a true person of God, a powerhouse, literally, where you do the things of God, taking the word out, being good with the word, being full of the spirit and fervor and the things of God, all the things pertaining to God. And in saying this, I'm just going to read one verse here, and it's in Acts. It's chapter 9, verse 22. And it says, "Yet Saul grew more and more powerful and baffled the Jews living in Damascus by proving that Jesus is the Messiah." And the thing that I want to show here is it says, "Yet Saul grew more and more powerful." Yet Saul grew more and more powerful. If we read a lot of the Apostle Paul wrote a big chunk of the New Testament, and he received great revelation. But the truth is, even the Apostle Paul didn't start out with that incredible amount of revelation. He had to start out somewhere, and it shows there that he grew more and more powerful. He didn't start out as a powerhouse, but he grew more and more powerful. It's the same thing for us too. We can't simply start out in our faith by holding an entire church or being a minister of a congregation of 1,000. It starts out small, and then step by step, as we grow in faith and prove our faith and show that we will be faithful with what we have, then God adds to that, and God gives the increase to us. And for God is a God of increase, and he will reward our faithfulness. And the Apostle Paul is somebody who started out being faithful. We know him as starting out being a person who had a strong zeal against the Christians and wanting to persecute the Christians, even consenting to the death of Stephen. He approved of it. But the Lord showed him grace because of the fact that he did these things out of ignorance. He didn't know any better. And so because of that, he was saved. And he came to Jesus, and in Jesus, the same zeal that he had before in the circle outside of Christianity, he showed now inside the circle of Christianity. And the Lord was faithful to him for his faithfulness, and he sent him on all the missionary journeys that we see in the book of Acts and that he speaks about in his epistles. And we see the great amount of revelation that he has in speaking to the churches on their roles and in their things of correcting them and all the issues that they were having. And that, like I said before, is the same thing with us. Despise not small beginnings, but where you start out, be faithful where you're at. I said it before in another video. You're not going to understand everything in things pertaining to God, but it's all right. You can put it on the shelf, so to speak, and simply move on where you're at. And in time, God will reveal even that to you, and then you'll have greater understanding. Be faithful where you're at right now, and the Lord will add increase to your faithfulness, for he gives to those who have. But you have to prove yourself. You have to be strong and faithful where you're at. And then as Paul grew more and more powerful, you too will grow more and more powerful in your faith, in love, serving one another as Christ Jesus served. Be faithful where you're at. I thank you for stopping by Kyle's blog. God bless. Have a great week.